everyone, it is Saturday today and hubby and I are going to be having family couch time, so I'm going to be picking up some treats. We're going to be trying donuts from a new to us shop, and then we've got the dinner tonight that we booked quite a while ago, around a month ago. That will be this evening at 6 p.m. so I'll be eating dinner a little bit later tonight. Usually I'm done eating by 6, so I'm fasting between 6 p.m. and 12 noon the next day, and that works out really well for my body. I feel good when I go to bed, I sleep really well, and then I have lots of energy the next morning to do all of the things I want to do. I do start getting hungry at around this time-ish. It's around 10 o'clock now, so usually I start getting hungry at 10:30 or 11, but I do a writing session from 11 to noon, and I get really into my writing, so I kind of forget about it. I'm going to continue it for as long as I can, or as long as I want to. I will make exceptions from time to time though, and tonight will be one of those exceptions because we are going to be having a later dinner, or like an early dinner for most people, but a late dinner for me. Hubby went out for a run, so I am going to work on my book since I have this little pocket of time before I have to pick up the treats. I actually have to leave in about 10 minutes anyway, so I'm going to see how much I can do in 10 minutes, and then I'm going to take you with me to pick up the treats. It's going to be a full day of vlogging. Hubby isn't home yet, but I'm just gonna take a peek. Here's what it looks like. When I was ordering online, I didn't realize that these were mini donuts, and I was surprised that they sold boxes that seemed huge, like 18 donuts, but then I read that they were minis, so I did get a box of 18. So this here contains 18 donuts, which doesn't seem like a lot. They're not super heavy. They look really good. These look and smell delicious. I'm sure hubby and I will have no trouble polishing them off. So the 3 flavors, I did look this up. 2 regular flavors are cinnamon sugar and OG sour cream glaze. They also have a weekly feature, which I'm really glad we got this week because it is rose and cardamom glaze with dried strawberries. That sounds really yummy. Ooh, they're very soft. I broke mine a little bit. I'm gonna try the cinnamon sugar first. Very tiny. These remind me of the Tiny Tim's, is that what it's called? Tiny Tim's donuts from the CNE. Those are so good.
Oh, yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Very light and fluffy.
Mm-hmm. Really good. They're delicious.
I like it. Holy, I could eat a million of these.
Very easy to eat. They say it's very easy for one person to eat 6 to 8, which is why I got 18 original sour cream glaze. I think it's
Well, they're good, man.
Sour cream, did it say? I think so.
Holy.
Yummy. Very good. Very easy to eat. Freeze-dried strawberry. Mine has a little bit on the top. Yummy. The flavor is really subtle. The cardamom.
The cardamom.
You taste it. But it's not so strong. The rose is pretty subtle too. We are on our way to the restaurant. We're here, 20 Victoria. It's very understated, so I like that. It reminds me of 11 Madison Park, actually. Remember? Okay, we're gonna go in. It's really late. We were there for 3 hours, so we're pretty tired. We're not used to being out for so long and so late at night anymore. The food was pretty good. I found it a little bit salty, but things were pretty tasty. Good portions, we're both full, and the service was really good. So yeah, we're heading home now. Miss Lulu hasn't been alone for this long in a long time as well, so we're eager to see her, see how she's doing. It is early Sunday morning and I'm trying to get some steps in before the rain starts. It doesn't seem like it's going to rain today, but the forecast is showing rain for most of the day after this beautiful sunshine passes. I think I'm over tasting menus. You know, I was thinking this morning, and I never used to like tasting menus, but for some reason, hubby and I started trying them, and then we just kept trying more and more of them. Maybe I'll talk about that a little more later once I've had a chance to think about it some more. Hubby was on his way to the gym when I came home, and I just mentioned that I think I'm over tasting menus, and he agrees. He thought it was just like really long and his back was hurting from sitting up for so long. It was a nice dinner, but a long dinner. I think the reason I used to not like tasting menus is because I do like to choose what I'm about to eat. There's something really nice about being given a menu and having a choice and thinking, you know, this is what I feel like today, this amount of food, this type of food, this preparation, and I really love that aspect of going out to eat. Whereas tasting menus, you're presented with like a chef's menu. It's their choice, it's their order, it's their like volume of food. The other reason I like to choose is that even though I don't think I'm that picky with food, I eat a lot of different things and I like a lot of different things. There are also foods that I don't really like to eat or prefer not to eat. So, for example, I don't like mushrooms, I don't like cilantro or coriander, I don't like organ meat, and I don't like, I prefer not to eat rabbit. I think those are the main things that I wouldn't exactly choose to eat, but I have encountered them on tasting menus. And if I was given a menu with a choice and just ordering a la carte, I would stay away from items with those in them or make the conscious decision because I like everything else about the dish. Okay, I'm going to order that knowing that it's going to have like some mushrooms in it or some cilantro. So I think those were the main reasons that I used to prefer not to go to a restaurant with a tasting menu, or I would go to a restaurant and if they had a choice between a tasting menu and a la carte, I would usually go a la carte. But yeah, we just started getting into it and hubby seemed to really enjoy them. He likes like there to be a lot of food. So there have been tasting menu experiences where there hasn't been enough food. The portions have been too small and he hasn't liked that. But when he's full after a tasting menu, he likes it. I think he likes the surprise aspect. He's less picky and maybe also more indecisive. So when he's presented with a menu, it's often like not a clear choice for him. So yeah, hubby really likes tasting menus. So maybe that's why we started doing more of them. He was really enjoying them and I liked them too. I mean, we've done a lot of good tasting menus, but they are expensive and they're really long for the most part. And if they're like too fast, it's too much food in a short period of time and you kind of feel rushed. So there's like this perfect pacing that's I think really hard to master in a tasting menu. When I was thinking today on my walk after that short clip, I also realized that there are really only 2 times where the tasting menu, like that dinner, was a standout in my mind. It was like spectacular. One was in New York at 11 Madison Park. Hubby and I actually considered going back to the same restaurant the last time we were in New York, and we ultimately decided not to because it seems like the tasting menu has changed a lot and it got some like not so great reviews, some like bad reviews as well. So we decided not to because that experience just was so wonderful that I didn't want to go back and be disappointed. And then the other one was actually very recent. It was the one just before the pandemic at Patria, when they had the collaboration with Tickets, which is a restaurant in Spain. So that was amazing. I loved that dinner so much. I had a really good time. The food was fantastic. So those were the two. I'm super glad we went to those. But the other ones, I mean, they range from like fine to good to even great, but they don't stand out in the same way as the two that I mentioned. That was my thinking process as I wanted to dive into why I'm over tasting menus, why I made that comment. I'm not saying we're never going to do them again, but I think we will be very selective in which ones we do. The other thing I noticed is that my digestion feels off today. I mentioned in yesterday's clip that with my intermittent fasting, I'm usually done eating by 6 p.m. Yesterday, we started our dinner at 6 p.m., didn't finish until 9. So I went to bed feeling pretty full. I was tired and I was able to fall asleep, but my sleep was a little bit less restful. And when I woke up, I had like this, I don't know, this weird feeling. My stomach doesn't hurt or anything. It's not like anything that was off with the food. It's just the timing of the food. My body's not used to it anymore. So I feel a bit off today. Actually, not just a bit off. I feel totally off today. The reason I'm noticing so many things and reflecting on like this one dinner is because this year, as I've mentioned in a prior video, I think I've only mentioned it once or twice though, is that I'm really focusing on my health in my 40s. So in my 20s, I focused on like making money, saving up, kind of like building that financial and career base. And then in my 30s, I really focused a lot, not purposely, but I kind of just like naturally having experiences and buying things, still saving money, but because my income level was outpacing my expenses, like my household expenses, I had a lot of disposable income. And that's why I bought so many things and I went on so many trips and nice dinners and such. So the 30s were all about that. And in my 40s, I'm really trying to like pare it back and get back to the basics of health. Like what feels good for my body, what feels good for my mind. I really want to focus on like physical health, emotional health, and mental health. So I think a lot about how external things make me feel. And this dinner is a different thing that we haven't done in a long time. So naturally, I'm going to think about it a lot. Like, how does it make me feel? Is this something I want to do going forward? I guess the crux of it is that even though we had a really good time yesterday, I'm looking beyond what feels good in the moment, and I'm really trying to focus on what feels good in the moment, but also will make my future self feel good. The only other thing I wanted to mention is that there was a time before the pandemic where hubby and I were experimenting with going out to restaurants, but kind of at like off-peak hours. So at around like 3 or 4 p.m. when it's not busy and we're not like taking up a table for a long time, but not ordering too much. And the reason we wanted to go at off hours is because we didn't want to order too much. We wanted to order a few things on the menu, not enough to make us full, but enough for us to get like a little taste of the restaurant, have a drink, and then leave. If we spent an hour there, that would be kind of like perfect timing. I'm sure we did this a few times, but one sticks out in my mind, and it was at the Shangri-La Hotel in the Momofuku stack. I think it was in like one of the restaurants on the higher levels. It was reasonably priced, it was quick, it was delicious, and it was fun. It wasn't like too much food, it wasn't too expensive, it wasn't too much time. It was kind of like the sweet spot of how we like our dining experiences. So I want to do more of that perhaps, maybe not like so frequently, but when we do go out, maybe we just do a smaller meal off peak hours at a restaurant that we want to try. The only issue is a lot of restaurants don't open at off-peak hours, so it might need to be a little bit later in the day, but I think I'll feel okay digestion-wise, even if I eat later, but if I don't eat like too much, and if it's not such a long meal. So if we have dinner at 6 and we're done by 7, that should be fine for my digestion. Maybe we'll give that a try when we go to Elora, but I don't think there's anything in the meantime that we really want to try. So it'll be status quo for a few weeks and then our little road trip. Hey everyone, it is Thursday today and I am about to have my first meal. I am going to be having a bagel with cream cheese. This half has regular cream cheese, a sliced cucumber, and a little bit of salt, just a tiny sprinkling. And then this side has strawberry cream cheese, and I'm going to put on bits of basil from the Arrow Garden. I have really been enjoying having this recently. It's just such a nice combination. So I'll just pinch off a few basil leaves and I'll tear them up and just put them on top of the strawberry cream cheese. This is literally so delicious. I don't have that much strawberry cream cheese left, which is why I just do like a cucumber half with regular cream cheese and just one strawberry half. But it is so good. My mouth is watering. I need a little more basil. The basil plant is doing really well. The Genovese basil. The Thai basil still is not doing great at all. Lately, I've been noticing that I have not had much of an appetite for hot food. I was telling my friend this the other day, and this was right before we went to the tasting menu on Saturday. So I was even feeling this way before the tasting menu, but maybe having all of that food so late at night extended my desire not to have hot meals. I've been eating a lot of this sort of thing, bagels. I've been doing the chicken with like lettuce, chicken salad, I guess, but not like chicken salad with the chicken and the mayonnaise. It's like salad plus chicken in a wrap. I've been eating that for dinner a lot. I've been liking having snackies. I'm really into these right now. So I remember trying the Tunnix caramel bars on camera, an unexpected texture. They were like really sticky caramelly wafers, whereas I'm used to wafers that are more crispy and dry. But they've really grown on me. So this is a new version that's dark chocolate, but the chocolate isn't that dark. It's kind of just like, I would still consider it milk chocolate, but there's a little bit more of a chocolate flavor to these, whereas the ones in the red packet, those ones taste a lot more caramelly. So I really, really like these ones. I've been buying the big packages. They also come in a pack of 4, which is half. So I've been really into these like processed snacks type foods. I also bought this to try because I do like toffee, although I don't really eat it that often. I also like it because of the name. This was one of Truffle's many, many, many nicknames. We used to call him Toffee. These are the limited edition coconut ones. They're pretty good. They're something different. They do, though, taste like artificial coconut flavor, so if you're not into that, I don't recommend these. The other thing I wanted to show you was this book that I got from the downstairs library. Our condo has a little library area where you can donate books and you can also take them. You don't have to return them, you can take them to keep. I've put many, many books in that area because I've done a lot of decluttering over the years. So I've left a lot of my cookbooks, and this time I took this cookbook. I do have another Jamie Oliver cookbook that I really, really like. This one, I don't know. It's laid out in a really nice way, but I don't really feel inspired by anything in here. Maybe it's because I'm not feeling hot food right now. I picked up this book because I was hoping to inspire myself to get out of my cooking rut. I haven't really been cooking. I've just been assembling things like bagels and wraps. So I was hoping this would get me out of it, but it didn't do the trick. I might keep it for a little while longer and then maybe I'll just put it back downstairs. The last thing I wanted to mention before I dig into my breakfast, because I do have an appetite, I just don't have an appetite for hot foods like pasta, rice. My friend said something interesting, and I didn't think this was true at the time, but I've been reflecting on what she said, and maybe this is the case because I tend to feel this way a lot around my birthday. And I used to think that it was because I was overindulging leading up to my birthday and, of course, on my birthday. But I've noticed that I actually feel this way before my birthday, where I lose my appetite. I just don't feel like eating hot food. I only feel like eating snacky type foods and like wraps and things. She was asking whether it's because it's spring and the weather is a bit warmer. My immediate reaction was no, because it hasn't been that warm. But now looking back at the pattern over the years, I think there might be something there. So I'm gonna try to notice that a bit more. But maybe, yeah, every year during the spring, maybe my body just like resets because I've indulged so much in stews and soups and curries and things over the winter. And maybe I just need like a little break from all of that. And it's sort of like my body's natural way of resetting itself. So who knows? I also picked up this book from the library. I had put it on hold after one of you recommended it, and I'm very excited to read it. Hello everyone, it is Saturday morning and Hubby just got home from an overnight shift, so that was different. He hasn't worked one of these shifts in many years, I don't think. Did he work any overnight shifts during the pandemic? I can't remember, but I don't think he did. It's been a while since he's had to work one of these. So he basically left at 11 p.m. last night and got back at around 8 a.m. this morning. So I did stay up to see him off for his work shift. And then Lulu and I pretty much went to bed right away. She really wanted to sleep in the room with me, even though she had already slept in the room with Hubby. He was taking a nap before work, but she, I guess, wanted to cozy back up in the bed. So I did let her sleep with me. She woke up at around 4:30 and I heard her nails clicking around on the hardwood. So she went in her bag and I just zipped it up so that I could get a little bit more shut-eye. My alarm is set for 5:45, but I think I stayed in bed until just after 6. I like to play games on my phone. I have 5 games that I play on my phone in the morning. I play a bit of Pokemon Go. I basically do a few tasks, pretty much the things that have streaks involved with them, like you do them every day. So I'll just do those quickly. So after Pokemon Go, I play Toon Blast, but I don't actually play it just yet. I basically just claim my freebie for the day. So I open it up, I claim the freebie, and then I get out of it. I play Wordscapes, which is a word scramble game. I used to be really bad at word scramble, so I decided to start playing it every day to improve with that, and I think it has helped. I just play the daily game. I no longer play the like the ongoing game. There's like one daily game every single day, so I play that and then I close it. That's the only time I touch the game during the day. And then the other 2 games are the same, similar. I play Wordle, which is super popular, but I play the old version. I don't play the New York Times version because my streak is on the old version, so I just continued along with that, although I did miss one, and so my streak restarted. I guess that would have been a good time to switch over, but I didn't. So I still play the old version. And I also play Quordle, which is like Wordle, but it's 4 words simultaneously, but you get more guesses. I think you get 9 guesses. And so far so good. I think my streak is at 47, 48. So I'll lie in bed and I'll play those games. It takes about 10 minutes, but if it's too fast, I don't feel like I've woken up enough in bed, so I might play some Toon Blast just to wake me up a little bit more. But usually I aim for around like 15 minutes of little game time to wake up my eyes, to wake up my mind, and just to get started on the day. I think I'm still not too much into hot food. I did buy some ramen yesterday because we are all out. We finished our soba noodles as well, which is great. So if hubby wants like a little hot meal before work, actually maybe I would like some instant noodles today. Maybe I could have some instant noodles and some dumplings. I did have some soba noodles and some dumplings during the time where I wasn't into hot food. I wasn't craving it again right away, but it's been a few days. So maybe I could have that as my dinner. That actually sounds really good. So I will have dumplings and instant noodles for dinner. And I bought a variety of instant noodles, 2 varieties actually, that are new to us. That'll be a nice little dinner for hubby, not too filling. And then he has some snacks that he brings to work. Those protein bars came in handy. We just opened them. These are the protein bars that I used my points to redeem way back when, and I showed the haul. We hadn't dug into them yet, but he wanted something light for his break, his lunch hour, and he didn't feel like bringing overnight oats or anything like that. He just wanted a snack. So that's what he brought, a protein bar and some other little snackies. All right, that is going to be it for this vlog. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.